What is up? What is up? What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, wow. We have gotten a huge shocker for free agency. We got some breaking news to share with you all, and it involves the Indiana Fever. Now, the Indiana Fever kind of really had one more chess move to make, and it seems like they are making that move. And it is a shocker. Now, guys, let me just walk through the last 20 minutes of my life. I was talking to my mama and hung up, hopped on to Twitter as I do on my phone, and the first thing I see was someone sending me a notification tagging me in a post. And I saw the post and I was like, no way, this isn't true. No way is this true. But I looked further into it and it was confirmed by ESPN, so I guess it's true. Guys, Sydney Colson, the face of the WNBA, is taking her talents on over to the Indiana Fever, guys. OMG. OMG, OMG. I am so shocked by this information. Now, guys, let me know if y'all are shocked by this. Did anybody else get caught off guard? When I saw it, I didn't believe it. I was like, why is this person tagging me in something that's true, clearly not true? It is true. It is true that Sydney Colson, the self-proclaimed face of the league, the one-woman comedy show, the face of Athletes Unlimited, right? The one who has her own show with Teresa Plaisance that's like a sketch comedy type thing. Sydney Colson is taking her talents to Indiana. Now, we're going to walk through what this means for the Indiana Fever. We're going to walk through why I think this move happened. And even though it catches me by surprise, right? Even though I am kind of surprised by the information, I'm also like, you know what? I think I can kind of see the vision for this. I think I can kind of see the vision. So I'm going to walk through my thoughts about this in this stream. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Was that Leak? Was that you who tagged me? I feel like that might have been you who tagged me yeah, it was you, Leak, who tagged me. And truly, Leak, I did not want to I did not believe that was the case. But you were right. You were right. You were right. I am a bit shocked. Okay? Let's get to y'all comments and then I'll walk through who Sydney Colson is and why, if you are a Fever fan and you don't know who she is, you're going to love her. I'm telling you, you're going to love her. And we'll get into it, okay? KRL says Sydney is the culture piece they needed. Facts on facts on facts. And actually that reminds me of a clip that I actually heard earlier today from the press conference where the Indiana Fever were introducing Natasha Howard back to the team. And so I want to actually play a quick clip. Hopefully my audio ends up working right on this, but there's a specific clip and a specific quote that was said talking about protecting the locker room and how they've been very strategic in some of the moves that they've been making. And I think that Sydney Colson does play a role in that. So let me go on over and play that clip. All right, so let me start it all over again. And let me know in the chat if y'all can't hear it.
And those are elements that each player that we have handpicked to be a part of this roster have that. And the young group that we're bringing back, asked us, protect our locker room, protect the culture that we've got started. So that was very intentional. And so, Natasha, knowing her when she was a young player, and then watching how, when you go to other teams and you help other teams win championships, that's really something special. And I think, everywhere she's gone, she's won. She's a winner. Natasha Howard is a winner. And to have her here, not only as a winner, but as a winning person too, and in our locker room. So those were the kinds of discussions when we talk about players.
All right, hopefully y'all end up hearing that. That was what was said at the press conference earlier today about regarding Natasha Howard, but I do think in a lot of ways it relates to Sydney Colson as well, because Sydney Colson is someone who can protect your locker room, is someone who does have championship experience, is someone who can kind of help, help sort of get these younger players all set to go, right? Because one of the things that I love about Sydney Colson, and this was said in a previous, I have to find it. There was a video about it was a Las Vegas Aces video, and they were talking about Sydney Colson. And I can't remember the person's name, but there was someone who was talking about Sydney Colson's ability to read specifically what each player needed, right? And so it was like, this player needs to be talked to a certain way, and here's how to motivate this person, here's how to do this, here's how to, like, there's a lot of experience she has, and just sort of really being able to read the room, really being able to understand what each of her teammates need, and making sure that she is sort of like that person who can make that happen. Now, guys, I will, after now, again, this just happened, so I didn't have the clip ready, but I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna put it out there, because there is a lot of sort of, what is it called, interpersonal skills that Sydney Colson has. Not only is she a solid pickup for the court, also she is a locker room darling. When we talk about Sydney Colson, when we talk about players who are a really good fit in the locker room, that's Sydney Colson. That's what she does very, very well, and I do think that that she's gonna make her mark with the Indiana Fever. And here's the thing, guys. So if y'all don't know who Sydney Colson is, 35-year-old, came out of Texas A&M, started her career in the WNBA with the New York Liberty. In 2011, she ended up bouncing on over to the San Antonio Silverstars. She was with San Antonio for 3 seasons. End up then in 2018 moving on over to Minnesota for a year. Then she went to the Las Vegas Aces for the first, if you consider the San Antonio Silverstars, I guess that's the second time, but the first time in Vegas in 2019. Then she took a detour to Chicago for a hot second, a nice hot skip and a jump. Came back to the Las Vegas Aces in 2022, and she's been a part of that team for the last 3 years. And Sydney Colson is one of those players who, she will generally always find a role in the WNBA. She will find a team. Talk about someone who does not average a lot of points, but yet is always on a team. Guys, since 2015, she has been on a roster. Guys, she has found her way on a roster just about every single year, and it's for a reason, guys. The only year that she was not on a team was 2021. That was the only year. That was the only, between 2015 and 2024, Sydney Colson has missed 1 season, and that was 2021. The reason why she continues to find her way on a team is because she is a great locker room fit. Not only that, but she also is someone who can come in as a backup. Now, guys, as we all know, she hasn't played a ton with the Las Vegas Aces at all. Her role is, I would say, heavily skewed more on the locker room than it is on the court for the Aces since she's been there. However, when we talk about the Aces and we talk about their ability to win championships, Sydney Colson is a huge name for that. Because, guys, remember, what was it last year? It was the Las Vegas Aces. It was last year. Last season in not 2024, 2023. In the 2023 season, we end up having a WNBA finals where the Las Vegas Aces were there. Las Vegas Aces in the finals. We end up seeing some injuries on the Aces. Chelsea Gray goes down, right? Kia Stokes goes down. What do the Aces do? They rely on their bench players, and they heavily relied on Sydney Colson in the 2023 WNBA Finals. And what did Sydney Colson do? She showed up, played some fantastic defense, did get a lot of fouls, but did play some fan-freaking-tastic defense against the New York Liberty, and ultimately helped the Aces win the 2023 championship. Now, hopefully y'all remember that. Hopefully y'all remember how fantastic Sydney Colson was in the 2023 WNBA Finals. That's what Sydney Colson can offer. Yes, Sydney Colson did not play a lot of minutes with the Aces, but she could have. The thing that I love about Sydney Colson is that she's all fun and games. She's all silly. She's all enjoying her time. She is a boatload of fun. That is the life of the party right there. But when it comes to playing, when it comes to locking in and getting all set for the game, Sydney Colson's all business. Yeah, she could be silly and whatnot, but when she step on that court, she's business, right? Inside those lines, she is all about her goal, which her goal is to play some really good defense and take care of the ball. And that's what she does. And that's exactly why the Indiana Fever has signed Sydney Colson. Because yes, she is a great locker room fit, but also when you talk about someone who can play defense, that's something that the Indiana Fever, they would struggle with. They absolutely would struggle with. Right? This is a team that, yes, they can score. They can absolutely positively score. But when you need people to lock other people down, when you need someone to come in and maintain, Sydney Colson's that. Sydney Colson is exactly that. And that is why she is now with the Indiana Fever. Now, I really do believe that Amber Cox and Stephanie White, they were probably scouring the free agency market, and they were like, you know what? We do need to protect our locker room. We need to be able to bring in someone who can be a really good fit, someone who can really help to put these younger players at ease. And also, we need somebody to be able to play some lockdown defense off the bench. And that is it. Sydney Colson is vibes and defense. That's why she's on this team. So I hope that some of y'all, if y'all are not familiar with Sydney Colson, I hope y'all watch some highlights of her, because don't just be like, oh, Sydney Colson, she barely scored last year. She's not good for the Indiana Fever. No, she is. Don't worry, she is. If y'all are curious about her stats, she stands at 5'8", and last year, for the Las Vegas Aces, she averaged 2.5 points, 1 assist a game, and 0.5 steals a game. She also played in 31 games total, started 1 game for the Aces, and played on average 8 minutes a game. So again, she didn't get a lot of minutes for the Aces. However, when we talk about her, she's going to come off that bench and play some defense. There will be games where the Indiana Fever are getting torched, right? There will be games where they are getting torched by the opposing guard. And who is Stephanie White going to put in the game? She's going to put in Sydney Colson. That's who she's going to put in. That is why Sydney Colson is here. Yes, Sydney Colson is someone who averages singles, right? That's what she does. She averages single digits every single year. But she's extremely, extremely valuable. What is the Indiana Fever's goal? Their goal is to win a championship. Now, are they going to win a championship? I don't know. But I tell you this, they are putting themselves in a position to absolutely do that. Okay? That is what they're doing. So, I am surprised by the move. Absolutely. Did I expect this move? No, I did not. But now that it's here, I'm like, you know what? I see the vision. I do. I see the vision. So we'll get into some of y'all chats real quick. Thank you so much, Kelly, for the super chat. What do you have to say? You say, Quita, with this signing, does that mean the Fever need to release another player? If so, who do you think that will be? They don't need to release another player. They don't need to. At least let me double check. Let me double check. I don't think they need to. I believe they had room for another player, and Sydney Colson slots right in. But let me double check. All right, so currently the Indiana Fever have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 will be Sydney. Jaylen Brown, we'll see if she makes the final roster. Yeah, they have space. They have space. And from now on, we will likely see training camp contracts from now on, right? I think we'll see a lot more training camp contracts. So we'll see more players signed because you need to sign more training camp contracts because you just never know what will happen. And you just never know who's going to show up. I'd be interested to see if that Sydney Colson deal is. See, Mr. President is always excited. Mr. President is so excited about this trade or this signing. I need to see if it's going to be if she's on a guaranteed deal or not. That's something that I have to see. Now, here, I'll show you all what I am looking at. 1 second. As we talk about these free agency signings, I want to make sure you all have full context into what's happening. And so here's the current roster for the Indiana Fever. All right. So we got here is what's happening for 2025. We have Kelsey Mitchell, Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner on an unprotected deal. Katie Lou Samuelson, Sophie Cunningham on an unprotected deal. Damaris Dantas, Lexi Hull, Aaliyah Boston, unprotected deal. Christy Wallace, and Caitlin Clark. We also have Jaylen Brown, who signed a training camp contract. And now we will have Sydney Colson, but this doc is not updated with Sydney Colson. They still have Erica Wheeler as unrestricted free agent, but I think she's probably going to go somewhere else for next year. So yeah, that's who we have currently for the Indiana Fever. The way things stand, if we exclude the training camp contract, which is Jaylen Brown, the Indiana Fever have 10 players on their roster. And they do have cap room to bring in players. So I'd be interested again to see what exactly Sydney Colson's contract is. Is she on a vet minimum deal? Like that's the question. Is she on a vet minimum deal? Is it protected? Is it unprotected? Like what's the status of that part? But they do have space. They do have space. All right, so again, this is a look at the Indiana Fever's current roster minus Sydney Colson, who just got added to the roster. All right, so they wouldn't have to waive anybody. And also, they wouldn't make any sense to waive anybody because, again, you're not gonna waive. Well, you can technically, they can waive a player that is on a guaranteed deal. They can. Will they? Likely not. It's very, very rare. Actually, to be honest with you, I can't remember the last time a WNBA team waived a player who was on a guaranteed contract. And the only people who are on unguaranteed contracts is DeWanna Bonner. You just got her. She ain't going nowhere. Sophie Cunningham, same thing. She ain't going nowhere. Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, they're on an unprotected deal because they are still under their rookie deal. There's nothing you can do about that. That's just how the rookie contracts work. Of course, they ain't going nowhere at all. You just signed Jaylen Brown to a training camp contract. If it doesn't work out in training camp, you could always cut her without it being an issue. But there really isn't room to waive anybody unless you're getting rid of somebody on a guaranteed deal. Like, I don't think it makes sense to waive. I've heard people talk about like Katie Lou and whatnot. It doesn't make sense because she's getting paid $180,000. Like, it doesn't make sense to waive her because again, I have not received any indication that is what the Indiana Fever are trying to do. I am just saying if that's even what they wanted to do, which no indication of that, but if that's what they wanted to do, they're going to have to be out a lot of money, right? Same thing for Christy Wallace. Guaranteed deal. You'll be out of some money if you end up waiving a player like that. Does that make sense? Let me know if it doesn't in the comments. Brandon, thank you so much for the super chat. Says no one wants to play for Indiana t-shirts incoming. Did people actually make t-shirts saying no one wants to play in Indiana? Like I felt like that was like a reoccurring thing that people talked about. Where people were talking about oh, nobody wants to go to Indiana. I think some people don't, but other people do. Other people do. High Logic says, wait, what? I am now a Fever fan, love Sid. I mean, Sydney Colson's, like, guys, truly, who doesn't like Sydney Colson? Like, she's just one of the most likable people in the WNBA. She's awesome. Like, she really is. She really is awesome. She really is awesome. So yeah, I'm shocked by the decision. I am shocked by it, but I see the vision, man. I see it though. I see it. Tulip says, why get Sydney Colson when you can just draft Olsen on a cheaper contract? Number one, it's no guarantee that Indiana even gets Lucy Olsen. Lucy Olsen, I believe, is she may or may not go before the 19th pick. I believe the Indiana Fever have the number 19th pick in the 2025 draft, and she may or may not be out before that. Two, we don't know the details of this deal with Sydney Colson just yet. The news just came through. We don't know if this is a guaranteed contract. We don't know what the specific details are. And so there's some question marks of like what exactly this is all about. And two, here's the thing. Just because someone gets picked up in the draft does not mean they make the roster. A thing to remember, guys, is that the majority, almost all rookies who get drafted into the WNBA never make the roster. All right? There are 3 rounds of the WNBA draft, and the people you see, walking across the stage, the people you see all excited about getting drafted and getting all the shout outs on social media and whatnot, those people, the majority of them will not be on a team when the regular season starts. It happens every single year. So even if Lucy Olsen gets drafted, and even if she goes to the Indiana Fever, there is no guarantee that she'll even make the roster because that's just how it is. It's very, very difficult to make a roster in the WNBA. All right? It is very, very, very difficult. And y'all, Sydney Colson has been beating out rookies and younger players every single year for the last several years. Like she is totally good with that, okay? She is totally good with that. Tong says, because we don't want a rookie running the point when we are trying to win a chip. You want experience. You absolutely want experience. And so yeah. Tulip, truly, have you watched Sydney Colson? Do you know about Sydney Colson's game? Have you watched her over the last several years? Have you seen her performance in the 2023 WNBA finals? Like truly, for those people who are saying she's washed and saying all this stuff, like truly, do you know Sydney Colson, or did you just see a clip or two and you're like, oh, and you're like, and you see her age and you're like, oh no, she's washed, right? Do you? I feel like sometimes there's a lot of times when people are just talking because maybe they've heard someone else commentate and be like, oh, this person is XYZ, and you don't know who that person is because you don't watch them. and you just parrot the same talking points, and then everybody's saying, oh, XYZ about this person, and nobody has actually watched this person play. Truly. I don't know how you can say Sydney Colson is washed. She's not. I don't know how you can say that. Like, I really don't. I really don't know how you can say that. Is she a starter? No, she's not. She's a backup guard who can come in the game and change things around with her defense. That is exactly what Sydney Colson can do. And that's exactly why the Indiana Fever have picked her up. Okay? Okay. Moni, thank you so much for the super chat, says Plum the fan fave, Martin for the out of towners, Sid for the laughs, the Aces formula exposed. DB equals Gray, Caitlin Clark equals Asia, KP, Kelsey Plum equals Hole, Kelsey equals Jackie, and now Sid. What's next? I don't really understand what the equals thing means, but yeah. I mean, the Aces are down bad. And here's the deal. This is not going to get that much better for the Aces because as of this moment, the Las Vegas Aces still do not have a GM. The Las Vegas Aces are operating with no GM right now. No GM. So, like there's still a lot of question marks for the Las Vegas Aces, right? Because again, they don't have a GM. They had one, but they did not renew. They did not renew Natalie Williams' role. So Natalie Williams was up for renewal. She was the general manager of the Las Vegas Aces, but the Aces decided not to renew her contract. So as of this exact moment, the Aces do not have a general manager. So I don't know exactly what they're doing. I have no idea what they're doing. Let's see. Kentucky Rick, yeah, please hit that like button. Listen to Kentucky Rick and hit that like button for me one time. That really does help the channel out a whole lot. Yeah, hit that like button. We got about 1,200 in the chat, but only 200 likes. Can we get that up to 600 likes, please? Is it possible? Is it possible for half of y'all that are in this chat to hit that like button? Is it possible? Let me know by hitting that like button. Thank you. Thank you very much. But truly, guys, I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. P says Sid is a great player. I really don't get why people try to play her to the side because there's a lot of people who don't understand her role in teams and don't actually watch her game to see her play. Or maybe they'll watch one game where she has a bad game and they think that's the whole of her as a player, right? Like truly watch Sydney Colson. Guys, like Sydney Colson, the respect level I have for Sydney Colson went to another level in 2023 when the Aces won the championship by the way that she came in the game and just when Chelsea Gray was out, right? Sydney Colson and Kayla George end up winning the championship for the Las Vegas Aces. The way they played, specifically Sydney Colson, the way that she played defense, and the pride that she took in that. Guys, go back and look at the 2023 WNBA finals. Like truly, go back and look at that. Let's see. Rissa says, I love Sid. I actually got tickets to AU Pro Hoops tomorrow. Okay. I hope to get a picture with her. That's awesome. That is awesome. Guys, Athletes Unlimited hoops start tomorrow. I will tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning when you all wake up, come back to this channel. I will have a breakdown of everything you need to know about Athletes Unlimited. Athletes Unlimited is a league that kicks off tomorrow. You will be able to watch games on the WNBA app. But if you all want to know who's playing in Athletes Unlimited, how exactly it works, all that good jazz, I will be making a video about it tomorrow morning. So make sure to hop on to this channel for that, okay? But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. Shri, she absolutely did. She absolutely did. But I think the issue is there's a lot of people who didn't watch the 2023 WNBA finals. There's a lot of people who just don't know about her. And I am trying to give y'all some information for those who don't know. And that's totally okay if you don't know. That is why I am here. All right. Let's see. Mylanique. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Apologies if I'm not. Says she's honestly, I assume you mean Sydney. Sydney Colson is honestly the main player I've had my eyes on during all of free agency and trade madness. Sid is a gem, and she needs to be protected at all costs. I'm so happy they signed her. I mean, yes, Sydney Colson is awesome. I mean, and here's the thing: once a Sky player, always a Sky player. You know, I always got to rock out with my former Sky players. Even though she wasn't with the Sky for a crazy long time, but like, you know, hey, she still wore a jersey. So we gotta rock out with her. Vic, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, thanks for the quick live stream on the signing and explaining it all. What do you think of the Natasha Howard press conference today? Talk about a full circle moment. Yeah, it's really cool to see Natasha Howard kind of have that full circle moment. She, again, if y'all don't know, she was drafted by the Indiana Fever, ended up getting traded away from the team, now has returned back, and I think it's pretty cool. Now, regarding the actual press conference, now, besides that clip that I just played for y'all earlier, I did not watch the full press conference, so I'll probably do that after this live stream because I'm working on an overall, like, sort of homecoming type video for Natasha Howard. So I'll watch that. So I don't have reactions other than like that one clip that I showed at the beginning of the video. So yeah, haven't watched the full of the press conference yet. Thank you so much, Jay, for the super chat. Says, I hope Sid helps Caitlin Clark with her defense. That's the key. Yeah, I mean, I think Sydney Colson is gonna get all of them to level up on their defense. I think she's gonna get all of them to level up, and also in practice, you better be guaranteed, like in training camp and whatnot, you better be guaranteed that Sydney Colson gonna be going after them guards. She's gonna be going after them and trying to help them be better. That's for sure. That is for sure. Kari says, I mean, it's kind of cool though. We've seen the Aces dominate for years, and with all the trades and free agency signings, the league has multiple contending teams now. Yes, absolutely. It's not just the Aces. Now, guys, back in 2022, it was all about the Aces and their ability to create a super team, and everybody else was trying to catch up. Right? Everybody else was trying to catch up and make a super team as well. We saw the New York Liberty end up doing it. We saw a battle between the New York Liberty and the Aces in 2023. The Aces came out on top, and now, after a little bit more time under the Liberty's belt, they were able to get the championship in 2024. Now the question is, hey, the Aces have been collapsing in front of our own eyes. The Sun are like, they are a shell of themselves. The Liberty have maintained. And now, coming up the rear, here comes the Indiana Fever. who's gonna be kicking butt and taking names. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Y'all better watch out. Y'all better watch out for the Indiana Fever, cause dog. I had plans on making on doing a live stream, not about this, but the live stream I was supposed to make tonight was about how the Indiana Fever dominated the free agency period. Because I'm literally going team by team. Like yesterday, I talked about how I considered the Chicago Sky a winner of the free agency, and this today was going to be a video about the Indiana Fever. Now it turned into a video specifically about Sydney Colson, but maybe I'll do the Indiana Fever video later, maybe tomorrow or something like that. But I'm going team by team, or I'm taking a look at what they've done, the moves they've made, both in trades and in free agency signings, and talking about whether or not I think they won or lost, because there are several teams that have won in free agency. There are also several teams that have lost in free agency, and there's others who are just confusing. And we will get into all of it in the coming weeks. Jordan said, who would score more, Howard or Bonner? I say Natasha Howard. Yeah, Natasha Howard would score more. Because I do anticipate a starting lineup of Caitlin Clark at the 1, Kelsey Mitchell at the 2, DeWanna Bonner at the 3, Natasha Howard at the 4, and Aaliyah Boston at the 5. That's as of right now, that is my estimated starting lineup for the Indiana Fever. And the reason why I think Howard is going to score more is because the greatest thing about having DeWanna Bonner as your 3, surrounded by bona fide shooters in Caitlin and Kelsey, is that DeWanna is going to be the threat that all teams have to worry about. Because DeWanna can shoot those threes. So I think in a lot of instances, she is going to be the decoy. DeWanna Bonner is going to be the decoy for the Indiana Fever for next season, right? She's going to be the decoy, and we're gonna see Natasha Howard eat in the paint. Yes, DeWanna, if they want to leave her open or whatever, yeah, she's gonna drain them shots. But like ultimately, her role in a lot of instances, in my opinion, will be to be the decoy. All right. Jarn, hope I'm saying your name right, says, I wish they didn't cut Grace Berger. See, I understand that. I understand a lot of people say that, right? I see a lot of comments about people upset that Grace Berger has been let go from the team. However, let me just sort of help y'all kind of understand where the Indiana Fever are. The Indiana Fever were in rebuild mode for years. Years and years and years, this team was in rebuild mode. They were after the Tamika Catchings days, when she ended up getting a actual formal role with the organization. Like, the Indiana Fever just went kind of down in the dumps. They were bad for several years. The reason why they ended up having lottery pick after lottery pick after lottery pick is because they were trash. They were, right? And it took them several years to build through the draft. It has really, really, like, it's really found its groove in the last 2 years with the signing first of Aaliyah Boston, and now the signing of Caitlin Clark, right? Two back-to-back number 1 draft picks. This is the moment for the Indiana Fever. No longer is this team trying to get incrementally better. Those days are over. This team is not in a let's wait and see mode. No, wait and see is over. Wait and see is over for the Indiana Fever. It is win, and it is win now, which is why they made the moves they made. The reason why they cut Grace Berger is because, yes, she has potential, but the Indiana Fever is not in the potential market anymore. They're not in the potential market. They are in the proven market. Because Grace Berger has not proven that she can ball out in the WNBA, and partially, yes, that is because of the lack of playing time that she's gotten over the last 2 years. Understand, not all of that is her fault at all. However, that is the reality of where we are at. because she has not proven that she can be a significant contributor in the WNBA. Again, that's not completely her fault, right? Chrissy Sides does take some of that because she didn't play her. The Indiana Fever, with the decision to bring in Amber Cox, with the decision to bring in Stephanie White, those decisions and the decisions to sign a player like a Natasha Howard, to bring in DeWanna Bonner, to bring in Sophie Cunningham, the reason for all of that is to bring in people that you don't have, that is not on the team with you hoping and praying that they're going to get better, right? No, they've already proven that they're some of the best of the best. When we talk about DeWanna Bonner, what is she, number 3 right now? When it comes to top scorers in the WNBA of all time, I believe she's either number 3 or number 4. Like, DeWanna Bonner's a scorer. Natasha Howard, scorer, right? Proven. There needs to be very, very specific roles for these players on the Indiana Fever, and the goal ultimately is to win now. That is why Grace Berger was let go. That is why, Victoria Saxton was let go. Not because the Indiana Fever don't like them, not because they don't have potential, but because they're not ready yet. They're not ready at this exact moment. They are not ready to be a contributing factor on a championship team. And that is what the Indiana Fever are building. They're building a championship team. And when you look at that roster, it's right there. That's why they made the decisions that they made. Okay? They're in win now mode. Will they win the championship? I don't know. But I guarantee you this, they put themselves in the best possible position. So yes, you will have fan favorites like a Grace Berger, someone who played at IU, right? Someone who everybody seemed to love, right? You will have, you will be a little disappointed that she's gone. But what is the goal of the Indiana Fever? No longer rebuild mode. It is championship now mode. That's what they're in. So potential ain't working in 2025. There is no room for potential in 2025 for the Indiana Fever. There's no room. Either you have arrived or you have not arrived. And so that's where we are. That is where we are. Hopefully that makes sense. If that does not, ask questions, I can try to clarify. But yeah, hopefully what I just said made sense. Miracle says, Quita, how I feel losing Sid, yet also excited what is going on in the WNBA. Let's go. All the WNBA needs now is a team back in Houston. Go Comets, bring them back. I mean, I have seen articles about there being a sort of grassroots of sorts push to bring back the Houston Comets. We'll see. We'll ultimately see. We'll ultimately see what happens. Yeah, it's going to be a whole different vibe. It's going to be a whole different vibe for the Indiana Fever. That is for sure. That is absolutely for sure. Kevin says, a bit concerned with the pressure the Fever is putting themselves on, but go off. So that's exactly why they get the vets that they get. The reason why you get a DeWanna Bonner, the reason why you get a Natasha Howard, the reason why you get a Sydney Colson is because they are vets who have won championships before. They understand the stresses of what it takes night in and night out to show up and have everybody giving them the A game. They know what it takes to go from the beginning of the season into the playoffs to the little adjustments that you have to make to sort of give the teams that you're going to get some surprises to get a win, right? They understand that. Yes, it's a lot of pressure. It absolutely is. It's a lot of pressure for the young players on the Indiana Fever. However, that's why vets exist. That's why. right? That's why they're going to protect their locker room, right? There is a lot that is going to be weighing on the Indiana Fever. However, you bring in people who you think can handle it, right? You bring in a GM like an Amber Cox who knows who's been in the game a long time, right? You know, was previously with the the Pacers and whatnot. Like, she knows how to kind of put some stuff together, right? You bring in a Stephanie White who has experience both as a player and as a coach in high stressful moments, right? You bring in proven vet players. That's why you do what you do. To kind of help the younger players to kind of keep their minds in it, right? Oh, those videos are gonna be fire. Like, guys, the Las Vegas Aces have had some of the best behind the scene videos, and the reason why is partly because of Sydney Colson. Yes, their social team is great. However, Sydney Colson has been the star of the show for a long time, right? And so I just can't wait to see the fun videos that we will see all through 2025. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really, really fun. Sucks for the Aces, but I'll tell you this. Y'all, it's up in Indy. It is up in Indy. Let's see. B says Caitlin Clark is going to shatter the assist record, calling it now. She averages a double-double this season. Oh, yeah. I think that's, yeah. Barring any injuries or barring something crazy, yeah, she's gonna shatter the assist record. Oh, for sure. Because look at what she's surrounded by. Like, dude, like she is literally, she has an opportunity. This past season, you know, it was primarily Kelsey and Aaliyah that she was passing to, right? Of course, yes, Lexi Hall as well. You know, Melissa, like, right. But if you compare 2024 version of the Indiana Fever to 2025 version of Indiana Fever, oh, shooters on shooters on shooters on shooters. You get a shot, and Caitlin is passing it to everybody. So I'm going to tell you this. Will Caitlin's points go down? I'm sure it will. But will her assists skyrocket? Oh, you best believe it. Yeah, she's going to shatter it. Absolutely. She's going to shatter the assist record in 2025. Barring an injury or barring something crazy, she's going to shatter it. I have zero doubts in my mind with the amount of shooters that she is with. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's doing it. She is absolutely doing it. No issues at all. Dominique says views are definitely going through the roof. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, man. I think she's absolutely gonna shatter records. Absolutely. Right? Cessnatch says to make an assist, the receiver needs to score. If you have bona fide scorers receiving ? Lights out. Facts. And here's the thing. Indiana has shooters. There to me, there's a big difference between a scorer and a shooter. A shooter, catch and shoot. Dewana Bonner, she can catch and shoot. Kelsey Mitchell, you already know she can catch and shoot, right? Aaliyah Boston, she can get the ball, either shoot up that mid-range or take a dribble, get to the rim, shoot, make the layup, right? Natasha Howard can get the ball mid-range or dribble, one dribble, get to the rim, layup, right? So there are people who can shoot on this team. And again, you go to the bench and you got Sophie Cunningham coming off the bench. What can Sophie Cunningham do? She can get streaky and shoot those threes, right? What can Damiris Dantas do? Damiris Dantas can stretch the floor and shoot threes as well. Though we didn't see a ton from her in 2024. I think in 2025 we will see a lot more of her, right? Katie Lou Samuelson, she is someone who can shoot threes quite well. However, yes, not that great of a season in 2024, but she's gonna be. I think she's gonna be good to go, right? Christy Wallace, she's on the roster. I don't think she plays very much, but she's there, and can back up some guards if needed. And then you have Sydney Colson, someone who definitely you need her for defense, but also Sydney Colson is not a shooter. Sydney Colson is a scorer. I would consider Sydney Colson a scorer. She's gonna dribble the ball, get to the rim, make some stuff happen, facilitate that type of stuff. But really, really, it is defensive for her. But you have a lot of shooters on this team, and yeah, you're going to get a lot of assists. You are absolutely going to get a lot of assists. That is not a problem at all. Not a problem. Dennis says Caitlin Clark is a top 3 MVP candidate going into the season? ? Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if someone said that. Yeah, I think so. I mean, especially looking at who's on her roster this upcoming year. Yeah. I think she's definitely a top candidate for sure. Who ultimately wins it? Who knows? Who knows? Thank you so much, Patrick, for the super chat. Says, I think the Fever will be top 3 or 4, but I think Fee is going to be on a revenge tour this year, judging by her play so far in Unrivaled. Yeah. Nafisa Collier is still mad. She is still Nafisa Collier is still upset by the WNBA Finals in 2024. So yeah, she is coming back with a vengeance. So y'all better watch out because y'all thought Nafisa Collier was fantastic in 2024. Oh yeah, she's gonna be out for blood. She's gonna be out for blood in 2025. You better watch out. Okay, I'm telling you, you better watch out. Brandon, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, what are your thoughts on that ESPN list from today? I don't know. I don't know what list you're talking about. So no idea. Let me Google WNBA ESPN. Looks like I see an article about who nailed the WNBA offseason and who has work to do. Is that the article you're talking about? I see that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what article you're talking about. If you're talking about that article, I didn't actually read it, so I'm not sure. But yeah. All right, let's get to some of your rest of y'all comments. Again, thank y'all so much for hopping on this live stream. If y'all could, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. And also, guys, we are not that far from 30,000 subscribers. Okay, we are very, very, very close. Now, if I can ask all of you all who are on this live stream right now, if you all can do me a huge favor, check to see if you are subscribed to the channel. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please, please, please subscribe. We are very, very close to 30,000 subscribers. What number are we at right now? We are at 29,877 subscribers. We got over 1,000 people in this chat. I guarantee you, a good amount of y'all, probably half of y'all, are not subscribed to the channel. If y'all could, please subscribe. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. It lets YouTube know that y'all are actually interested in the content I have to put out, which means that it helps YouTube push it out to more people. So, again, if y'all appreciate this commentary, if y'all appreciate the work that I do, trying to keep y'all informed about what's happening in women's basketball with context, with information, let me know by subscribing to the channel and let YouTube know by liking and subscribing. Again, I really do appreciate y'all. I do thank you. Truly, y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all are here with me. Y'all are here with me, and y'all are here with the other awesome people of the internet, and I really do appreciate it so, so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Salute to you, Snatch. Salute to you, salute to you. Yeah, thank y'all so much for hitting that like button. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jordan says, how much of a leap does Atlanta make? I think Atlanta makes a significant leap. Like last year, they were a barely there playoff team. I think they make a significant leap. Now, I am working on a video about the Atlanta Dream and about like how good they actually got. But they got really, really good. Getting two top-notch post players like a Brianna Jones, getting Brittany Griner, right? This is a team that is trying to do what they can to create a winning environment around Ryan Howard, because Ryan Howard she's about to be able to do whatever she wants. She's about to be a free agent. And you, as a franchise, you want to do everything you possibly can to have Ryan Howard, when she has a choice, to be like, you know what? I like Atlanta. I appreciate it, Atlanta. Atlanta is trying to build a franchise and really, really trying to build a winning franchise, and I'm going to rock with it, right? You want Ryan Howard to stay. You want Alicia Gray to stay. And the best way to do that is to build players that can kind of complement what they're able to do. And I do think that, again, I've talked about it before, the decision to bring in a Brittany Griner, to me, it is likely going to be a perfected version of the Dallas Wings, right? It's going to be a perfected version of shooters, fast pace, and then a little bit of slower, steady of the post players, right? So that's my thoughts there. Again, I'll have a further video with like actual examples and like really, really drawn out stuff soon. But also, guys, if y'all didn't know, Shatori Walker Kimbrough is also with the Atlanta Dream as well. All right. And they had their introductory press conference earlier today. All right, that really does help the channel out a whole lot. Thank you very much for your support. Let's see. What y'all got to say? I appreciate y'all for subscribing. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Salute to you, Brittany. Salute to you. All right, let's see what else y'all got to say. Doreen says Chicago better figure out something. What is there to figure out? The Chicago Sky in rebuild mode. That's just where they're at. And it seems like they're not publicly saying we're in rebuild mode, but from their actions, it seems like they have finally admitted through their actions that they're in rebuild mode. And the reason why is because we did not see a trade for our 2025 assets. And also we have that pick swap with the Connecticut Sun in 2026. We have not traded that. There's a possibility that if the Connecticut Sun do not make the playoffs in 2025, we will have a lottery pick for the Chicago Sky in 2026. And so that's pretty exciting. The fact that the Chicago Sky did not trade away our draft prospects, and the fact that they brought in veterans who are able to sort of be in a sort of a bridge / mentorship style role, I think is a huge W, because what did the Aces do for years? When they were the San Antonio Silver Stars, right? They were trash. They were in rebuild mode. They were bad year after year after year after year. They had multiple first round number 1 draft picks, right? They got Jackie Young, they got Kelsey Plum, they got Asia Wilson. And then they grew that into a championship winning team. They had Bill Laimbeer as a coach. Bill ended up moving to the front office of the Aces, brought in Becky Hammon, boom, 2 straight championships, right? The Chicago Sky should have been in rebuild mode in 2023. Or actually, no, it should have been in rebuild mode for 2020. Was it 2023? Yeah, for 2023, the Sky should have been in rebuild mode. But instead of that, they were trying to win now massively. Didn't do that, right? They traded away the farm for Marie Mabry. Y'all have heard this before, right? The Chicago Sky should have been in rebuild mode in 2023. They did not want to accept that. And so they made the trades they made, got rid of trade assets. Jeff P tried to get got some of those assets back and better for 2024. The Sky still didn't totally want to admit they were in rebuild mode. Ended up getting rid of Teresa Weatherspoon. Now it feels like they are in officially rebuild mode. Now, again, no one has said from the Sky front office, and no one will tell you that they're in rebuild mode. If you ask them, they will say, no, we're not. We're trying to win. However, if you look at the moves that they have made, to me, it's clear that they are in rebuild mode because they did not trade away their assets for a 1-year deal with somebody, right? They decided to keep their assets, bring in veteran players who, yes, sure, were they the best free agents? No, they weren't. They were not the best free agents. But they are good players who can help to mentor and develop and give production to the Chicago Sky in 2025. Is the Chicago Sky going to win anything? No. No, they're not. That's not the plan. They don't have a good enough roster. They don't have the amenities to try to win now. They don't. But they're in rebuild mode. They are trying to grow through the draft. They are going to draft a point guard and a small forward in this upcoming draft, and they will move from there. The Chicago Sky will not be in a championship conversation for another 2 years. It is a successful season for the Chicago Sky if you are able to grow your young players. And that's what they're doing. All right? Again, they won't tell you that they're in rebuild mode. They will not say it. They will not say it. Okay? They won't tell you that, but from their actions, seems clear to me, it's rebuild mode. And it seems like they have finally accepted that, even though publicly they will never state it. All right? Hopefully that makes sense. Again, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Yeah, Kenny, you're right. Yeah, the front office will not, never will, call it a rebuild mode. They will not do it. Dallas is confused. What do I want to say about Dallas? I don't think that Dallas thinks they're in rebuild mode. But I'll have a separate video about Dallas. I'll have a separate video where I go in depth about Dallas, okay? It's way too long of a tangent to go now, but yeah. All right, let's see what else y'all have to say in the chat. Oh, interesting. Street saying New York might move the 7th pick for Cloud. Would that make them champs? Not necessarily. Because remember, guys, it took the Liberty a year to sort of gel between the players that they had to make a run. I don't know. To be quite honest with you, if you're the New York Liberty, I wonder, do you really give up that 7th pick? Because the thing is, the the New York Liberty did just fine with Sabrina as their starting point guard, right? They're likely gonna get Maureen Johannes back. I don't think you have to trade for Natasha Cloud. Sure, if you want to, sure, but I don't think you have to. But this is the first time that I've literally heard anything about them thinking about trading that number 7 pick. If it happens, I'll talk about it more then. But that's just my initial reactions. I don't think you have to even trade that. I think you have enough pieces to be fine at the point guard role. Shanita, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, have you heard Tennessee and Detroit both are trying to be new WNBA teams? I have heard that. And that is on my long list of videos that I need to make that I haven't made just yet. But yes. There are a lot of cities who are trying and vying for a WNBA team. I'm excited about it because, guys, here's the thing. There is so much in terms of potential for the WNBA. When we talk about investments, right? What do investors want to do? They want something to invest in that has a large growth potential. The WNBA is that, right? The WNBA, the NWSL, those are two sporting entities right now in America that has people clamoring to invest in it because there is so much room for growth. When we talk about the NBA has arrived. We talk about the NFL, the NFL has arrived. Like there's marginal growth that you could see from those leagues. Marginal, right? Marginal. But when it comes to women's sports, because they're so small, because the audience are not crazy huge, all it takes is a spark and it goes up like crazy. You all saw the crazy numbers, crazy increases that we saw this past year. That's what investors want. They want huge potential for growth, and the WNBA is a great place for that. And so that's why you have lots of teams clamoring, interested to become a investor in the WNBA, interested to have a WNBA team in their city because they know that there's a good likelihood more than ever for the WNBA to actually be a positive benefit for the people who invest in it. Now, the WNBA still has a long way to go. Absolutely. Yes, the WNBA still has some financial stuff to work through, right? They still need to while they're having record growth and all this stuff, there still needs to work on getting a profit and all that stuff. Like, yes, there's still financial stuff that needs to get worked through. However, the potential, the trajectory is already there. We've already been seeing it over the last several years, right? Not just this past year, but the WNBA has really been growing in numbers. It just instead of the line looking like this, it went like this this past year. So, yeah. Kevin says, why? Grace Berger is taller and better than Sydney. Kevin, yes, Grace Berger is taller than Sydney Colson. However, have you watched Sydney Colson? Do you even know who Sydney Colson is? Have you seen her games? Have you seen what she has to offer? And have you compared that to what Grace Berger has actually done in the WNBA? If so, I find it hard pressed that anybody says that Grace Berger is better than Sydney Colson. I find it I'm hard pressed to believe someone to say that, because Grace Berger, yes, she's barely played in the W, but it hasn't been crazy amazing when she was on the court, right? Like, I don't know. Yeah. Yes, she is. She is better than Elizabeth Williams. I mean, not Elizabeth Williams. No, Erica Wheeler. She is better than Erica Wheeler. Yeah, she is. And again, Sydney Colson has proven in big moments she can step up and play some fantastic defense. That, to me, that is the biggest difference between Erica Wheeler and Sydney Colson. Sydney Colson can play some defense. In my opinion, significantly better than Erica Wheeler. All right, let's see what y'all have to say. Yeah, she wasn't. Quintus. She was never really given a chance. However, again, the Indiana Fever are not interested in potential. They are looking at proven people. Sydney Colson has proven herself in the WNBA. Grace Berger has not. Yes, Grace Berger didn't really get an opportunity to do that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. There is no time to prove anything now. There is no time to prove anything. Let's see what y'all have to say. May, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. May says, Quita, any chance of any team picking up Katie Lou's or Christy Wallace's contracts? No. I don't see it. I don't see it happening at all. I do not see anybody picking up their contracts in a trade. I don't see it. Because what we saw from Christy Wallace last year, I can't imagine any team trading for her. And for Katie Lou Samuelson, yes, she did have a bad year last year. We all know she can score, but her salary is way too high, in my opinion, for it to justify any team trading for her. So no, I don't see either of these players getting traded. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I don't. Yes, row 2 is absolutely right. Yes. The Fever are in a we have to do it now. Yes, they're in a win now mode. They're in a, if you haven't proven, if we don't have verifiable evidence that you have proven that you can make stuff happen in the WNBA, and you've proven that you can be a big asset to our team, then no, they don't. You can't do potential. There's no more time for potential. There are other teams that Grace Berger can go to and live up to her potential. But that's not the Fever. That's not the Fever in 2025. That's not the Fever. Because dog, they saying we gotta win now. That's what we gotta win. We have to win now. Is what the Fever are saying. Miracle, thanks so much for the super chat. Says, let them know Q Sid is her. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I truly feel like there's a lot of people who don't know players, and they just listen to someone who just randomly says something, and they're like, oh man, that must be true because this person said it, and I'm gonna roll with it. I don't watch this person. I don't watch this player, right? I don't know what this player can do, but because a commentator said something, I'm gonna believe it and I'm gonna ride with it. No. Actually get to know these players for yourself. Get to know these players for yourself. Watch them for yourself. Make up your own mind. Okay? Because truly, if you really have watched Sydney Colson, I don't know how you can say Grace Berger is better than her. I don't know how you can say it. Like, truly. Patrick says cutting Christy Wallace won't do anything. Her contract is guaranteed. Facts. Yeah, so if you cut her, you got to pay that money anyway. You have to pay that money. So, yeah, that's the thing. BU says, I wish Quita would do a video honoring Cynthia. Cynthia Cooper? I mean, that's the only Cynthia I can think about, right? That is the only Cynthia in my head right now. I mean, I think it'd be really fun to do a video on the lipstick. Cynthia Cooper. Yeah. I mean, not Cynthia Cooper. That's I'm thinking about Tina Charles. I mean, not Tina Charles. Tina Thompson. I'm thinking about Tina Thompson. Tina Thompson is a lipstick. Cynthia Cooper is a certified bucket. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Here's the thing. There's so many legends in the game. So many legends in the game. I would love to do a video on Cynthia Cooper. I would love to do a video on the entire Houston Comets, right? There's so many greats in the game of women's basketball. There's so many players that I grew up watching. I want to do a video about Lisa Leslie and like how much I really enjoyed Lisa Leslie, right? I want to do a video on Margot Diedick. Like I believe she, the tallest player to ever play in the WNBA, right? Margot Diedick is someone who most people have never heard of, right? But like there's so many people who have made an impact in women's basketball that I need to do a video on. So like, yes, and I'm gonna try my best because I'm one person and I'm trying to give y'all like relevant, time-worthy news, while at the same time trying to give context, while at the same time trying to like actually keep my regular job. So like, I'm trying. But absolutely, I love that suggestion. Please keep those suggestions coming. I have like a mental list and I have a physical list of suggestions, and the goal is eventually to be able to get to all those. But again, it'll take some time. I do appreciate y'all patience. I really do. But yeah, please keep the suggestion comments. Please. The Bears. Shout out to the Bears who just became a member of the channel. I appreciate you. Salute to you. I assume you in Chicago. Do you like my is it right here? There we go. I have a Chicago Bears stuffed bear. If y'all remember this channel from like 2 years ago, I used to have a Bears flag that used to be right behind me. I ended up moving it, but yeah. The Bears. Our team sucks, but we ride for our team. We ride for our team. Okay? BU, that is such a fantastic idea. Oh my goodness. OMG. BU, I love that idea. Yes, says you can do a Legends Week. Yes. Okay, now, here's the thing. When should Legends Week be? Okay? When should it be? And suggest some dates further out in the future, like at least 2 months away, so I can kind of plan for it, right? Suggest some dates for Legends Week because I think that is a fantastic idea. Fantastic. Yeah, Shamika Holsclaw as well. Absolutely. Y'all, them Tennessee girls were different, man. Them Lady Vols were different. Yeah, Yuri, the news is that Sydney Colson is signing with the Indiana Fever, courtesy of Alexa Philippou of ESPN. She is the person who talked about that earlier today. So again, that is the breaking news, and now we've just kind of got off on different tangents and whatnot. I believe it was Alexa Philippou who gave that news. I believe so. Let me just double check that it was her. Yes. So about 2 hours ago, Alexa Philippou posted that two-time WNBA champ Sydney Colson is signing a 1-year deal with the Fever, courtesy of her agent telling Alexa. And as we all know, Sydney Colson has spent the last 3 years with the Las Vegas Aces and is going to be coming off the bench for the Indiana Fever. Bringing some defense and also sort of bringing some veteran leadership and also bringing some just vibes with the Indiana Fever. Now, I guess I tell you this: if I'm a Las Vegas Aces fan, I am sad. I am very, very sad to be losing someone like a Sid Colson. Lewis says before the preseason. Okay. I think I could dig that. AM says All-Star Weekend for Legends Week. So for All-Star, there actually is no real there's not actually a week off. So I feel like that may be a little challenging to like cover what's specifically happening and also do that. But I like the preseason idea. Okay, we got April. Okay. Jason says, do you think Kennedy Carter will end up with the Aces? I mean, at this point, why not? Why not? I think there's a lot of teams that could benefit from Kennedy Carter. It's just a question of whether or not they pull the trigger and get her. Rachel says Legends Week needs to be when there is no play, so you have time. Yeah. Which the thing is, we're in year-round women's basketball now, so it's very difficult now to be able to have a downtime where there's a little bit of a lull. Okay, at the start of WNBA preseason. Okay. Road 2 says Houston was pure fire. Facts. O says Legends Week right after the NCAA championship and before the new season. Okay. All right, I appreciate y'all for your suggestions. Really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate your suggestions. And guys, keep the suggestions coming. Like Legends Week, genius idea. I love it. But guys, that's basically it, guys. That's the stream. Again, the news is that Sydney Colson has been picked up by the Indiana Fever. It's a good move for them. It's a shocking move. I did not expect it, but now that it's here, I'm like, you know what? I like this. I actually like it. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool stuff. So again, guys, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Guys, my name is Quita. I make content all about women's basketball. If that is your thing, I hope you all could consider subscribing to the channel. I hope so. I hope you all can consider hitting that like button. Also, if y'all want to support this channel even more, y'all can get some awesome merch at qulsapparel.com. Once again, that is qlsapparel.com. Y'all can pick up some awesome merch. I mean, I'm not rocking one of my sweatshirts right now, but I do have some awesome merch in my opinion. You got me and Mama as the models for this thing, but yeah, y'all can pick up some awesome merch. We got the hoodies. We got the hoodies in the sand color. Also have it in black as well. We got some awesome people of the internet merch as well. And we got anybody can get got in 2 different designs, a shoe design and a happy face design. Got some cool stuff. And then jokes on you, women's basketball been lit. So the next time somebody talking to you and they like, what? They like, what? Women's basketball, I just got into women's basketball. You're like, okay, well, jokes on you, man. We been here. Women's basketball been lit. Like we been the place to be, okay? It's just now that more people are finding out about it, but we been here. And then we also have a peace, love, and women's basketball shirt as well. And then we have a for the love of the game. So y'all get y'all merch if y'all would like. get y'all merch. Yeah. More options for merch to come, but these are the 7 options we have right now. And yeah, so if y'all want to support the channel, qlsapparel.com. If y'all want, y'all don't have to. Just saying. While we are landing this plane. Again, the breaking news is that we see Sydney Colson get picked up by the Aces. Really? Thanks so much, LM. Says this is honestly the best merch I've seen on YouTube. Oh, everyone is basic. Well, I literally try my best. I hired a designer to help with these designs. Hopefully y'all like them. If y'all do, please buy some merch. I tried to price them pretty affordably. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Guys, it's the end of the day. Make sure y'all hop back on this channel tomorrow as we do a everything you need to know about Athletes Unlimited, which is the league that Sydney Colson is playing in. So if y'all want to see more about Sydney Colson, if y'all are an Indiana Fever fan and you are like, you know what? The Indiana Fever got a new player and I don't know nothing about her. Athletes Unlimited. Athletes Unlimited is where you can watch Sydney Colson play, okay? All right. Again, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Hit that like, hit that subscribe on y'all way out. Guys, you matter. You are important, and I'm happy that you are on this earth. Make sure to tell somebody the same thing. Guys, I love you, and I will see y'all in the next one. Guys, have a good night. All right. Wait, what? Hold on, I gotta read this. Pete says Quita's big now. She's gonna leave us and move to a gated YouTube channel. I'm gonna move to a deluxe apartment in the YouTube sky. That's pretty funny. But no, I truly like, dog. I am all about the awesome people of the internet. I'm all about this channel, so nah. I ain't never going nowhere. There is no like YouTube gated thing or whatever. That was pretty funny though, Pete. I like that. I like that, Pete. See, I was closing, but then I saw that and I was like, man, that's hilarious. That is pretty funny. Anyway, y'all have a good night. And I will see y'all in the next one. And again, guys, if I don't reach out comments during the live stream, I do go back and look at all the comments. And so I do apologize for not being able to hit all the comments as I was live. But again, Shamika says, gonna stay regular degla with us? Yeah, absolutely. I am a regular degla person, guys. I am a regular degla person. I'm a random person, and I'm be random on this channel. So hopefully y'all bear with me in my randomness. I'm gonna try my best to not be too out there, but like, you know, I'm all about women's basketball. So, you know, hey, I'm a regular degla person who is obsessed with women's basketball. All right. Y'all are funny. Loctus says Quita just claimed YouTube for this guy. Anyway, I gotta go. See y'all tomorrow. Again, tomorrow morning, I will have a video about everything you need to know about Athletes Unlimited. Make sure to hop on for that. Sydney Colson is playing in that league. Anyway, see y'all in the next one, and bye-bye.